Herb. Herb is a plant. I mean, herbs are good for everything. Herb.
Welcome to Eugene Cannabis TV. We're here right in the beautiful May. Spring flowers have sprung, and you got DanK here, and we got a friend, Reverend Will.
Man, we went right from winter into summer.
I know. Isn't that great?
No spring.
Yeah.
Spring sprung.
The high was 79, forecast 79 today. I don't know if we got it or not, but it was sure nice out working today.
Yep.
So we got some things to talk about. The hottest thing probably right now, most pressing in Oregon, is the Attorney General race. We have two Democrats running in the primary. We have a very weird situation to where whoever wins the primary, Democratic primary, is probably going to be the, it's just about shoot-in to be the Attorney General. So we have a Republican that re-registered as a Democrat so he could run in this race. He's got 70% of his funding from out of state. He's never tried a case in the state of Oregon. And he's running for Attorney General up against a lady that's been a judge for 26 years, complete Oregonian, went to school here, been a judge here all of her life.
Yep.
And coincidentally, she is pro-medical marijuana, whereas Dwight has called the program a train wreck. Of course, we think he's a train wreck, but...
he is a train wreck. He's definitely a federal patsy.
Yep.
He is the one that was responsible as the prosecuting attorney, the federal prosecuting attorney that went after the people in Southern Oregon. And even though they were in compliance with state law, they were still taken down because of Dwight. So Dwight's not right for Attorney General, not in this state, not if you care about saving this state. Understand, while we're talking about Dwight and getting him out of office, here's one of the reasons why. Economists. Where there's pot, there's gold. So conclude more than 300 economists who say that the government, if it got out of the business of enforcing marijuana laws, right back to Dwight and how Dwight's not right, could save a whopping $7.7 billion annually. Harvard economist Jeffrey Myron, I hope I'm saying his name right, also figures there's another $6 billion to be mined each year by taxing the drug at rates similar to booze and tobacco. The economists who have signed the petition don't exactly go as far as Myron in suggesting pot be legalized, but maintain that it's high time, so to speak, for an open and honest debate, which we've never gotten from the government. They cannot talk to us about this because they do not have a leg to stand on.
That's right. And politicians, we always called marijuana as the third rail of politics. Politicians are afraid to touch it because they're afraid it'll kill them.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is, if they would embrace it, then the state wouldn't be sitting here in the financial woes that it's in right now. So that's okay. You keep locking people up who smoke pot and who have it as a recreational as well as a medical companion, and you let out these people who are there beating up people, killing people, robbing, raping them. You know, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. We're sitting here spending all of our money locking up people who are doing victimless crimes and letting out people who are victimizing people. Now, if that's what you want, then Dwight's your man. But understand, you set this up so Dwight's in there. Understand you're going to get what you deserve because you're not going to have the income coming in that could help support and save this state and be an example for the rest of the states as to how it can be done.
Yeah, Dwight Holton to me is a perfect example of the transitioning to a police state, you know. It's very, you know, oh, law and order, and oh yeah, it's law and order. Well, yeah, but we lose our rights. Dwight Holton is the one. It says like here, it said it's time to make Holton pay a political price for his role in the federal government's harassment of medical marijuana providers. Providers operating legally under state law of Oregon, and that's every one of those providers were providing under state law. So here we have his ex-U.S. attorney. Now he wants to be Oregon attorney. So I hope it doesn't happen. Even Eugene Weekly endorsed him.
That's the part that really hurt me, and I let Eugene Weekly know through one of its people who worked there that they might as well have taken a hot poker and stuck it in the eye of every medical patient out here to sit down and endorse somebody who's saying, oh, well, you know, let's take away the rights to have a medicine. They've already taken away a doctor's right, so a patient and doctor can talk. Now think about this for a moment, people. You have medication that's been given to you, let's say if you're a VA person, and that medication is opiates. And you're taking them and you're finding yourself sitting at home not doing much, feeling pretty depressed. Then you find that you can smoke some herb, cut your opiates in half, feel better about your life, and maybe even do something as far as get a job or get out and take care of business. The thing is that you can't talk to your doctor about what's going on because the doctors are afraid of the federal government. They're afraid to do their job. They're afraid to help us to get to a better quality of life. And if that's how you want to live, then understand, I don't know why I went and fought for people's rights in other countries because I don't have those same rights here in this country. And that is a crime, and it needs to be addressed.
Yeah, definitely. So anybody Democrat, be sure and vote in the primary. Encourage your family and friends to vote and to vote for Ellen Rosenblum.
All of those that are Democrats that got a lot of flack from their friends and stuff who are independents, understand you can carry us at this point. You can make the difference by being a Democrat and voting for Ellen Rosenblum, please.
Rosenblum. Yep, that's right.
Thank you.
You bet. Yeah, I've been saying Bloom, and I saw the spelling. Oh, it's Blum. But anyway, so a wily name, that's the lady we need in that position at this point. I wanted to talk about the Green Pages. This is something that's kind of an offshoot in the Amarillo Empire Hemp Fest, and Amarillo Empire Hemp Fest is going to retain partial ownership in this endeavor, but it's the Green Pages. It's going to be a network of services, stores, and people to support and enlarge our community. It's reaching out in friendship to those who wish to join us. It has suddenly become clear how much we're all in this together, how little integrity most corporations have, how important it is to spend our money locally for those who support the ideals we believe in, such as do no harm. Everybody that's in this, that signs up and gets an ad and participates in the Green Pages will be cannabis friendly. So if you need a plumber, electrician, you've got a grow room, you know that you can go to the Green Pages and talk to somebody from the Green Pages, and you know that they're going to be safe with your involvement with cannabis.
Right, you don't have to worry about them being somebody who's going to come in and rip you off later, or that they're going to get angry with you and go turn you into the police.
And even if you don't have those concerns, you still give you an opportunity to support somebody that does have that belief and people's right to be able to use the plant of cannabis. So it's a win-win. Everybody hears about this, is really excited, something badly needed. So we're really hoping to take off. It's still coming together, and you'll be hearing ads for the advertisements, ads for advertising in the Green Pages hopefully fairly soon.
Church of the Caring's going to go in there.
Definitely. Sure. Okay. Yes, definitely. So keep your ear open for that, and we'll be announcing results of that. And we want to talk about the Global Marijuana March before we run out of time. We had it here in Eugene. I understand they had one in Medford, but I haven't heard a report on it. But it was in Salem, Portland, as well as Eugene and Medford. Right. So we had a great one-day event. We had about 8, 10, I forget, speakers from all over. So we had some good speakers, and Will was out in his bike leading the parade. How did it go to the courthouses? You went to both or just the old one?
No, I just went to the new one because the old one's not a federal courthouse anymore. So I've let go of that because I really don't want that building to fall down. I really like it. Understand, folks, if that new building falls down, I just want y'all to know I'm directly responsible through my prayers, because I want to show the federal government that they're not the ultimate power here on this earth. That my Creator is, your Creator is, and that they need to answer to Him, not to us. And at some point in time, they're going to have to answer, and that's going to be interesting to see.
That building is not only an ugly building, but it's doing ugly work.
Oh, when you go inside of it, the people are not friendly. We were chased out of there at one point in time by people, and chased around the building by other people that are in there and
Jim
lied to straight up.
They wouldn't let Jim Gregg use the bathroom.
Wouldn't let a person in
confined
a wheelchair
to a wheelchair, and they wouldn't let him in to use the bathroom. Oh no, we don't have public bathrooms. And then as he was leaving, the guard said, well, maybe next time you have a rally, maybe you better order a porta potty.
Right. That's our federal government respecting us and dissing us like they do, because they don't respect us. And the whole thing is that it's up to us to get them to respect us. It's interesting because I talk sometimes to people who are friends with the mayor of Eugene, Miss Kitty Piercy. And for me, it's interesting that they can all talk to her and she talks back. For me, I've been trying to talk to her about things like the dispensaries that were in Oakland that took it upon themselves to create a tax and to be able to pay for the schools which were in dire need there, and made it a point to say this money that we're giving you for taxes needs to be spent on your schools. Now, if they can do that there, we can do that here, but we have to have support in order to be able to do it, because that's what they had, was support. They went to the city council, told them that they had an excess of money, and they worked it so that they could have that tax money coming in and taking care of their school systems. Now, the school systems and the sheriff's department both need help here. And by God, I would love for Eugene, Glenwood, Springfield to be the first cities in this country that actually support their sheriff system by the herb that we grow and that we turn around and sell, so that we could take care of the schools and the sheriffs. So, I mean, folks, people say that there's no answers. They don't listen to us when we come to the meetings. They don't want us talking. Understand, isn't that one of the reasons that you say that we can't be in public doing our medicine? And how we're not supposed to drive if we're doing our medicine? How we're not supposed to work if we're doing our medicine? So does anybody else have to deal with that kind of compliance issues when they're doing their medicine? As far as I know, there isn't any in this country. So doesn't that make it discriminatory and that we're being discriminated against? And if so, shouldn't something be done about this? The ACLU, the mayor, the city council, county commissioners, all you folks have the potential to help us, but none of you are taking it upon yourself to do it because of the fear that we talked about in the beginning of the show.
All right. We're running out of time, so I want to talk about the Emerald Empire Hemp Fest real quick. Plans are forming,
okay.
Things are looking good. We just talked to our t-shirt artist. This is the design of the 2012 Emerald Empire Hemp Fest. We're going to add the verbiage to it, and this will be our promotional shirts. We're going to get a small run just to get started, just so we can start promoting. And we're going to have some shirts for sale to the public. We're still working on that. But so third weekend of every month is a volunteer meeting. So third weekend of every month, you can go to the website. It should be posted. So
Dwight's not right.
That's right. Dwight's not right.
General.
And thank you for being on the show again, Reverend Will.
There we go.
You bet. We'll
Good
talk
job.
to you later. We're out of here.
Emergencies put people back to work and ease the process for those with medical marijuana licenses.
I've dealt with medical marijuana law for 14 years, and patients face discrimination. It's hard for them to get a supply of marijuana, and there's all kinds of stigma and so forth. And until we quit arresting any adult for marijuana, patients are going to just have a very, very tough road.
Today's participants say they're also advocating for Ellen Rosenblum for Attorney General because she has said in the past she will protect the rights of medical marijuana patients and make marijuana enforcement a low priority.
Do you suffer from fear of losing your election? Are you terrified that voters will discover you've done nothing to improve their lives? Maybe it's time you talk to your spin doctor about Incarcerex. In clinical trials, Incarcerex has been shown effective at reducing election-related anxieties by making voters think you're doing something about the drug problem. It's simplistic and fast-acting. If your problems continue or get worse, you can always double or triple your dose of Incarcerex. Whether it's addiction, therapeutic use, or just casual use, there's an Incarcerex plan for every American. Best of all, taxpayers, not you, will foot the bill. So talk to your spin doctor about Incarcerex today. Common side effects include loss of civil liberties, police corruption, racial injustice, increased terrorism, spread of HIV and AIDS, and violent crime. Bloated prisons are also a common side effect. Stop taking Incarcerex if bloating lasts longer than 20 years. If you're trying to balance the budget, keep families together, or protect human rights, Incarcerex may not be right for you. Do not mix Incarcerex with the Constitution or common sense. So start taking Incarcerex and keep pretending you're doing something about the drug problem.
Hello folks, this is Reverend Will I Wingate, and I'm behind Sheldon High School here at Eugene Cannabis TV. Please note the Eugene Cannabis TV, you can go to YouTube at any time and you're welcome to see us, see our past episodes and the ones that we've just done that week. Today I'd like to talk to you about the Church of the Caring. I'm really hoping at some point in time that people all around this country are going to unify behind the banner of caring. Because understand, if you are doing medical and you are taking care of your patients properly, it's only because you care. Because at this point in time, we don't have a right to be paid for any of the work that we do in order to take care of the patients. Now, along with that ideal, we are not allowed to practice our religion. If people would accept the Church of the Caring as their religion, because it has nothing to do with dogma. It has to do with caring enough to put yourself out for others. If everyone took care of everyone, everyone would be taken care of. For some people, that's a communistic, socialistic statement because you're putting the people before you are the governments or businesses. Like that idea, folks? Because that's the only one that's really going to work. As far as cannabis goes, until we start putting the spirituality of this herb where it belongs, which is in the forefront of everything we do, we are not going to be heard. We are not going to make a difference. Right now, when you are told that you cannot be paid for the services rendered, show me, tell me another business that's out there that has to go through the same thing of actually taking care of people, doing hard work, backbreaking work, making sure that you're taking care of the plants and getting them to people in an organic way. Not being able to work with tinctures, salves, other things that have always been used in our lives by people to take care of each other. All of these things are there and they're available for us unless you put the federal government in charge. Now this is an entity, an agency, that at this point in time is trillions of dollars in debt, is more interested in war and being a bully around the globe, while kids are being looked at, how can you bully somebody? What's the matter with you bullying somebody? Well, understand, the United States government is bullying each state when they sit down and tell that state that they have to do things the way the federal government wants or they don't get federal monies. Well, that's not federal money, that's our money. Understand that. When are you folks going to get this? That the government is supposed to be responsive to the will of the people. There is nothing else in there that says the government comes first. And the states and the attorney generals in those states, that's one of the reasons we have such a hard time with Dwight Holton right now. These states are supposed to interpret the law for us. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the marijuana law and tell you that it didn't say to make sure that there's not one person out there who's doing anything against making marijuana, that they're actually out there doing something that's inappropriate, that they're supposed to be punished before the patient is supposed to be taken care of. But you try and talk to these people about the fact that you have problems like crops that fail, the electricity that goes off in a storm and causes your plants to hermaphrodite, all these different things that happen, there's no recourse to take care of the patients. Understand, that's why the law was created, was to get marijuana to the patients. Then, if somebody is breaking a law, you should do something about it. But even then, If you let us take the plants that have been grown illegally and either finish them up or make sure that they are organically grown so that we can get it to the patients whose crops do fail. And understand, for anybody who hasn't figured it out yet, when we go get a card and we have that card does not get us one bowl or one joint or one bit of tincture that we can use to help ourselves. Not one thing. We are still the ones responsible for getting the marijuana to the patients, and we're totally confined and restricted by this group that says that they're working with the government when the government here, the state government here, is all doing things for the police. We want to take care of the sheriff's department and the other entities here that are police-oriented, but we can't do that if we're sitting in a jail cell. So if you would just respect us and allow us to, one, not be discriminated against. That means for the individual, the patient, and the grower, and our church, the Church of the Caring, so that we have the right. Because I had a judge one time in my case tell me that I had a right to my religion, but I did not have a right to my sacrament. My understanding of the Constitution is that he didn't have a right to say that I had a right to either thing. Okay, there is supposed to be a separation of church and state, and I'd like to know where it starts and where it stops, because I'm sick and tired of the excuses. The federal government has no proof that one person has ever died from marijuana at any time in all this time that they've been restricting us and putting us in jail while they release other people who have done violent crimes to people and stuff. You see it happening all the time. Now understand, it's going to be up to us to stand up and make this difference. Anyone who wants to identify with the Church of the Caring is welcome to. We say that we are ministers because we're ministering to people. I mean, we have taken care of people who don't have medical cards for whatever reasons, being afraid of the government, being afraid to be on a list. We do what we can, because understand, 30 years ago I had MS patients come up to me and tell me how they loved me, appreciated me, cried my arms and stuff, because they were so grateful of the fact that even though I was threatened and I've lost 2 families in this process, understand that, they are afraid of our government, and I don't blame them. And I will not make them, force them in any way, shape, or form to interact with me on any level because of the fear factor that that's the one place they can go that bothers me. They can do whatever they want to me. That's not a problem. But you start touching my family, and we have a problem, major. So understand, my family has totally disowned me in my process because of what I'm doing, trying to make this difference, getting freedom for us, getting justice for us, getting equality for us. So I want to thank you in that regard as far as the church goes. And now I'd just like to say that if Dwight Holton gets into office and he starts tearing apart the medical marijuana program, I just want you to know the Church of the Caring will still be there for you, because the Church of the Caring was there for you before medical came in, and it'll be there for you after medical is here, whether it's here forever or it's taken away from us by this man who is nothing more than a puppet for the federal government, with support from Virginia and other places as far as him being able to come in here and take away our rights. And understand that if you don't want a social system that's going to work here, just keep discriminating against us, making us work without pay, and at the same time expecting us to pay for everything that we do. You understand that when we come into your store and we pay you, that you really don't want to see us or know anything about us because we smoke herb. But at the same time, you don't have a problem taking the green. You don't have a problem taking the money. So why is it that money is the delineating factor in whether or not you're appreciated as a person? That's not the way it works. And I really want you to think about the fact that when you look for role models, why are the role models all people who have lots of money? Is money what makes a person a good person? I don't think so. So understand that the services that we do and the services that we would like to do, for instance, the fact that I cannot mentor children. Why? Because I'm not going to lie about the fact that I smoke herb. I'm not supposed to be there to help seniors, because why? because I'm going to talk about herb, because herb is something that can be used for clothing. It can be used for driving your car. It can be used to build your home. As a matter of fact, we just had a person at the last Global Marijuana March, Carol, who did a wonderful job bringing up the book that was talking about herds and other things that are used over in Europe and other places to build homes. Now understand, this book is a $50 book, and I'm sure you can get it at any of the cannabis stores that are around. And that in the process you can learn how to make better homes, homes that are easier to take care of and maintain, and that as far as I understand, they degrade into the earth, and that it's something that would be beneficial if we would check it out more. And that's one of the things, you know, we believe that we have a cure for cancer, and yet we cannot get anybody in the government to even investigate. So for all you people who are running around creating millions of dollars, maybe even billions of dollars for cancer research, what good is it going to do if you're looking in the wrong place? So understand, I don't feel that I have all the answers. I don't feel that cannabis is the answer for all things. But I'll tell you this, that if this plant were discovered today, without all of the weight that has been put upon it by people as far as being bad, with no proof, no support, if it were discovered in the Amazon jungle today, it would be considered a gold mine, one of the most precious and prized possessions in the world because of all the varying things that it can do. You keep shaking your head and saying it won't. Well, understand, these are some of the solutions that I've given you in this last little segment here that you've heard before. You've heard it many times before. Hopefully, this time, you'll open up and hear it the way it's presented, as a means to a solution for our city, our state, our people, and our planet. So I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this segment. I'd like you to know that I once again love and thank the people who are here, who come here every Monday from where they live, which some of the places are very far away, and they take time out of their lives so that we can give you whatever little input we can to help you understand that we are discriminated against. Where's the ACLU? Okay? That in this process, you asked me what discrimination, what I'd like to see done about it. I'd like it to stop. I mean, isn't that what people of color wanted to happen? Isn't that what women wanted to happen? They want it to stop so that we can get on with our lives and we can be treated with the same respect that's given to others. So I want to thank you for this time. I want to thank you for listening openly, and I will look forward to seeing you again. Reverend Will, over and out.